As if dealing with the supremacy wasn't bad enough, the monstrous flagship of Supreme Leader Snoke, built on an unprecedented scale, the Resistance soon learned that the First Order discovered a new technology, allowing them to track their starships through hyperspace. It's known simply as active hyperspace tracking. But how exactly was the First Order able to discover and invent this new technology? Before discussing exactly what active hyperspace tracking is and how it worked, let's start by looking at the very interesting origins of the technology and how the First Order eventually got a hold of it. As we learn in the Last Jedi visual dictionary, active hyperspace tracking was a technology that originated in the era of the Galactic Empire. More specifically, the concept of tracking a starship through hyperspace was originally explored by the secret Imperial think tank known as the Tarkin Initiative. The Tarkin Initiative operated within the Imperial Advanced Weapons Research Division, and of course, named for the founding member of the think tank, Governor Tarkin. It was responsible for developing emerging technologies that could be utilized by the Imperial military. The Tarkin Initiative was ultimately credited for the successful realization of both Death Star superweapons. The concept and early preliminary research into hyperspace tracking was kept in the schematics bank of the Citadel Tower on Scarif. In fact, in the film Rogue One, as she's searching the bank for the Death Star plans, Jyn can actually be heard reading out hyperspace tracking as a technology present within the schematics bank. Although the Empire was never able to develop the technology, the First Order was able to evolve active hyperspace tracking from theory to reality. General Hux's engineers were able to perfect the system by the time the First Order initiated its war against the New Republic. The idea behind hyperspace tracking is simple: make the escape of your enemy impossible. But how exactly did the technology work? Located within the heart of the supremacy, the technology is described as a complex static hyperspace field generator, which utilizes a combination of technological advances and brute force data crunching. In order to track a starship through hyperspace, the Tracking Control Complex positioned upon Snoke's flagship was able to process enormous amounts of data. It had the data analyzing power equivalent to that of a planetary intel hub. Given that a jump to hyperspace could yield trillions of potential destinations throughout the galaxy based upon the target's last known trajectory, the crux of the technology was in processing data fast enough to assess all of the possibilities, and then determine the correct path the starship was taking. To perform this seemingly impossible task, the Supremacy's Tracking Control Complex linked massive computer arrays to databanks that contained centuries of combat reports and space navigation data. In order for the technology to process the data fast enough to keep up with their target, a static hyperspace field was generated around the Tracking Control Complex that accelerated the processing power to unimaginable levels. This allowed the First Order to calculate and assess all of the travel points of the starship with terrifying speed, thereby making escape through hyperspace impossible. But let me know how you like the concept of active hyperspace tracking and its connection to the Tarkin Initiative in the comments section below. You can find us over on Twitter at SW Reading Club, and if you enjoy our work, please think about supporting the channel through Patreon for exclusive hangouts and book discussions. Thank you for watching, everyone, and as always, may the Force be with you.